The area of social emotional strategies and individualized interventions is where Mrs. Gomez seemed to have placed a great deal of effort and time and consideration. As stated before, there are several behavior issues in her classroom, 4 in particular that involve specific individualized interventions and behavior modifications and accommodations, which have all been done through the students' IEPs, their individual education plans. But as well, there are 13 other students in the classrooms, and it's 4 individuals also still bring in different social and emotional needs every single day, as do all of the students in the class. Mrs. Gomez took a great deal of time and effort with each student, no matter regardless of what was going on in the classroom. If a student needed attention, whether it be positive or negative, Mrs. Gomez would take the time to discover what was happening with this particular student or any of the students, and try to help them to come up with a plan or a strategy to best deal with the issue at hand. Her biggest concern was that everyone treated each other with respect and dignity in the classroom, and she was always very aware of how students were speaking to one another and how they spoke to other adults in the classroom, and always speaking to the students about how within the classroom, the school community, and the community as a whole, and as well as with their families, that you always need to listen to people, and that you always need to treat that relationship with respect. And this is the same respect that you should expect back in your life. Mrs. Gomez did model and demonstrate a great deal of what she was discussing with the students, and she did on a couple of occasions talk to the kids and very specifically said, how would it sound if the teacher was always saying, I don't want to, I can't, I don't want to work with this person or that person, I don't know how, I don't know what I'm doing. She was very determined to have the students at least try and put an effort. And she always did explain to the students she didn't expect them to always be successful at all their attempts, but she did expect them to be successful at trying. I believe that if this is something that children remember and can carry on throughout their life, they'll be better for it and better able to handle many more of the social and emotional issues that are going to come up for them throughout their lives. So far as the individual interventions, Mrs. Gomez was very aware of the triggers, or what appeared to be the triggers for certain students, and tried to do what she could to alleviate or accommodate or modify the triggers so as not to upset any of the children, and to hope to have them have as successful a day at school as they possibly could. Again, she was also very aware of each of their backgrounds, their family situations, and was always very cognizant, as I said, of being sure to incorporate this into her behavior plans and strategies for each of these students. I believe that that was one of the most positive aspects of being in this classroom, seeing the classroom management plan as a whole, was the respect and dignity that she showed to absolutely everyone, whether it was the students, the volunteers, other teachers, administration, or other members of the teams that were in the classroom, but also the fact that she looked at all aspects of all situations, of all individuals, and really put a great deal of thought and effort into implementing the best behavior plans and strategies and the best classroom management plan to make it the most energetic, inviting, and engaging atmosphere and environment possible.